Hey everybody, this is Dan from Mechanical Malarkey. Today I'm going to be doing a used car inspection on this 2005 Toyota Camry I just bought. This has 239,000 miles on it, and the body's a little rough, and I know that it needs exhaust. It's got a broken spring, and the hood latch cable doesn't work, but I need to figure out what else it needs so I can fix it up and sell it. I'm not going to be doing a test drive in this video, because I already did as much of a drive as I need to find out what I need to know. So this will just be me looking over everything else on the car. We'll start off with a quick visual inspection of the exterior. One thing you may notice right off the bat is that it's missing the front emblem. But this thing is pretty old and high mileage, so the body is not going to be the greatest. Headlights don't actually look that bad for its age. Wiper blades I figured I would replace no matter what they look like, just because new ones are always better. Got some rubber hanging off here. Most of it's missing on both sides, I've already noticed, so probably just going to tear that the rest of the way off. Make sure the mirrors are nice and solid. There is quite a bit of rust on the rocker panels, but with its age, that's pretty expected. It is missing the right rear wheel cover. Got some nice scratches on it. Bit of rust on the trunk lid. Going to have to clean up the license plate bolt holes because the previous owner was barely able to get those bolts out of there. So overall, except for that rust, the body's actually pretty good and about what I would expect for a 2005 here in New York. I'm going to check that all the locks work. It is currently locked, so these should not open. Now I will unlock the car. Make sure all the doors work fine. And now we will look at the inside of the car. This car does have an aftermarket remote start, so I'll have to check if that works. And just going to check that everything works and moves the way it should. That the mirrors and visors are there. The latch on the center console armrest doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, I got some change. Make back my money already. Alright, let's turn the key to on. Test out some of the electronics. So this does have the ABS and check engine light on, but the check engine light is probably on due to the O2 sensors not being connected because half the exhaust is missing. But I will plug in my code reader to see what it is. So let that read. Check out some of the other functions. Make sure the window works. Alright, we have a P0128, a P0037, a P0043, and a P0143, and 144, and 420, and 606. Okay, so it's got a good number of codes in here. I will write those down and look those up. Radio works. Fan is blowing. Make sure the vents work right. Move side to side. Check the different modes. Make sure it changes. I'm not sure what this is from. Some sort of molding that just came unglued from something. Make sure the sockets work. Got the light lighting up on the charger, so that means it works. Oh wow, got a whole bunch more coins in here. Mostly pennies. That's just the fuse door. Dimmer works. Make sure the wiper functions work. Sprayer works. Got variable intermittent wipers. That's working, low and high. So I already know that the door locks work from the remote. You can tell they're working from that switch. The window lockout is working. And check the mirrors. Those are working. Now I'm not going to start it up just yet. We're going to wait until I finish the interior. And before I turn it off, I want to make sure that the window switches work on all the other doors as well. And we have a power driver's seat, so we'll make sure this works. Not sure if the lumbar support's working or not. I'll have to look at that more later. Make sure the seat belts work. Down here in the back. Take a look at these seat belts. Make sure these interior handles work. One of the things I already know that the car needs is a hood latch cable. The trunk and fuel door handle is kind of loose, might have to look into that. But it does work. In the trunk we have the missing exhaust. As you can see, this is probably why some of those codes are happening. Got the jack, got some floor mats, lug wrench. Do have the spare tire in here, so that's good. That actually looks like a full-size spare. That's surprising. I do know this doesn't work. I tried putting a key in that, wouldn't turn. Still have the original owner's manual and other documents in here, so that's nice. That's about as dirty as I expected it might look. That's pretty disgusting. Definitely getting a new filter. Now to check out things under the hood. This is what the previous owner rigged up to open the hood with. Definitely have to replace that cable. Might replace this whole latch, getting kind of stiff. Try lubricating it first, of course. And under the hood, the first most obvious thing is that it definitely needs a valve cover gasket. The belt actually looks in pretty good shape to me, so that's good. Power steering looks a little low, so I'll have to check out if there's any obvious leaks there. Oil all over back here from the valve cover. Hoses don't look bad, so they had to zip tie this fan wiring connector together for some reason. That bulb was not seated correctly. I still need to check the lights, make sure they're all working. Battery looking pretty grimy. I have to see if I can get it tested and see if it's any good. Check this air filter. That definitely needs replacing. High beams are working, turn signals are working. If I've got the budget, I might try to find some replacement rear speaker grills, because these have seen much better days. The headliner's doing pretty bad back here. I think there is some kind of adhesive spray that might work. Hold this back up. One last thing to show you before I lift it and take a look at the underneath. I'm going to start it and you'll hear the lack of exhaust, and I'll show you just how loud the broken spring on the left front is. Well, jacking this up wasn't quite as easy as normal good condition cars, because the pinch welds where you normally lift cars and put jack stands are completely gone basically. This thing is 18 years old in New York State, so that's not surprising. But I got it lifted up, so now time to look at the underneath of the car. Well, here's the first obvious problem, which you already knew about. The major lack of exhaust. Subframe is looking pretty rusty. Doesn't look like it's about to fall apart. Looks like there is some seepage from the power steering rack. At this age, I'm inclined to ignore that. A little wetness around the oil pan. Might do a gasket on that. Transmission looks nice and dry, so that's good. Brake lines look very good for this age. I'm so glad they're coated and not rusted out. But there might be some seepage from the power steering pump itself. It almost looks like it's been replaced though. Looks like we do have newer outer tie rods, so that is one thing I probably don't have to deal with. Like I said, these pinch welds, lift points are not good. I had to lift it on the frame here. That's fine. Now into the back of the car, looking at the fuel filler neck. It's looking pretty good. Gas tank straps look a little crusty, but look like they're holding. There's the other end of the exhaust. And I got a broken sway bar link. That's supposed to be right there. Alright, I think it's time to take off the wheels, look at the brakes and the suspension more closely. Now, before taking the wheels off, I'll give each a quick shake just to make sure there's nothing super loose that's easier to tell like this. That's just the broken spring rattling. Oh, this spring is broken too. Nice. Now to take the wheels off. Now with the wheels off, we can get a good look at the tires. See, these are snow tires, pretty well worn down their normal life. Inside of this one's pretty worn, might be from an alignment problem. Right rear, just the same, worn down like normal. But this left rear tire, this is scary. I'm not sure how it got worn down this far, but it's through 2 layers of cords. And it looks like something might have shifted internally to make it bulge out and wear like this, but I'm not sure. I would not want to be driving on this tire. This car is definitely getting 4 tires. Now the wheel off, we can get a good look at the suspension and brakes. Figured I'd be doing brakes. Look pretty well worn to me. Obviously the spring is broken here. And of course, to remove the entire strut assembly, I'll have to take off the sway bar links. And those are so rusty, I'll just have to replace them. Like I said, the steering rack's a little wet, but I think I'm going to leave that alone. Lower control arm bushing is pretty bad. So we'll see. Same over here on the right side. Needs brakes. The spring is also broken. Control arm bushing, pretty well worn and torn. Now let's see if we can get the rear drum off. Came off pretty easily. And the brakes look like they're in pretty good shape, so that can save me some money by not having to do those. Rear springs aren't broken like the front, so that's good. I do have to do the sway bar links, but otherwise the rear is pretty good. Let's go look at the right side, try to get that drum off. So I've been trying to get this drum off for a little while now. Just like the wheel, it's very rusted on there. I already broke my hammer, so that's great. See if this will hold it together for the rest of today. Yep, there it goes. Well, I think I'm all done looking over this car. I've got a whole big list of parts to go buy, and then I have a whole bunch of videos to make. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media on Facebook and Instagram, and read the blog at mechanicalmalarkey.com. Thanks for watching.